Good afternoon. All right, here we go. Good afternoon, coming to you live in the gym. This is the 343 commitment and still counting. 110th floor memorial stair climb for Captain David Wooley off a 4-truck. 4-truck housed with Engine 54 and Battalion 9. The pride of Midtown never missed a performance. This 110th floor memorial climb is given in honor and respect of the sacrifices that were made both on and after 9/11. Dedicating this to his wife Linda, his daughter Stacy, son David Jr., his daughter-in-law Jennifer, and his grandson Justin. We're carrying our 342nd brother to the 110th floor. This is the last local climb of the initial 343 commitment before the and still counting will start to take their memorial climbs. The last actual climb of the 343 commitment, initial 343 climbs, will occur in New York City on September 10th, prior to the 20th anniversary of 9/11. For our brother, Captain Wooley, off a 4-truck, who was 54 years of age at the time of his response on 9/11. The last place our brother was seen was in Tower 1. So here we go. We have a total of 7 verticals to get to the very top. That'll take us to the 101st floor for our brother, Captain David Wooley. 31 years of service given to the citizens of New York. Our brother was able to retire the previous year, but he chose not to because he loved his family. He loved the FDNY and his work family there at the Pride of Midtown. On his off-duty time, our brother was a husband to Linda and a father to Stacy and David Jr., along with being a grandfather to Justin, who had said at about 5 weeks after Justin was born, Jennifer, David Jr.'s wife, had to have surgery, and our brother, Captain David Wooley, took care of baby Justin while she was recovering. It said for approximately, I believe it was 2 months. This is your climb to give honor and respect for the sacrifices made on 9/11, 2001. Our brother, his cousin, and his son had an off-duty job at, they called it the perfect match. It was painting and tiling. I believe it was wallpapering also. This 110 floors takes our brother symbolically to the top of the tower, given with honor and respect for the sacrifices that were made so that others could live. We can never forget the response to the worst terrorist attack on U.S. soil, but because of bravery, valor, and heroism that was shown, upwards of 25,000 were saved. This is why we climb, to share their stories, so they are never, ever forgotten, but instead they will always be remembered. One at a time, we climb. Right now, the last local climb. Only one brother, Brother York, left. And this almost 5-year memorial to our brothers and their families in the FDNY. Dedicated to his family, to the FDNY, and to our country. We will never, ever forget. This is why we climb, to share their stories on this stair climber, in stairwell stadiums, coliseums, 5K road races across the United States and across the world. This climb is dedicated to the FDNY, often on the line. Your brother, Capt. David Wooley, one of 15 lost from the Pride of Midtown, never missed a performance. This is carrying our brother to the very top, to the 110th floor. For Captain Wooley. Taking him all the way to finish his footsteps in the first tower. Symbolically carrying our brother to the very top of the towers. Coming to you live in the gym in Southern Park, New Mexico. This is a 343 commitment and still counting. 342nd climb. The last local climb before heading to New York. Taking our brother to the top as we speak. For his wife Linda and his adult children, Stacy and David Jr. For his daughter-in-law Jennifer and his grandson Justin. Carrying him all the way to the very top. A Ford truck housed with Engine 54, Battalion 9. The Pride of Midtown never missed a performance. pushing our brother. To the very top. With honor and respect for the sacrifices that were made so that others could live. One at a time, our brothers head to the top. With honor and respect. This is why we climb. For his life, Linda. About to lose signal on this climb. So we lost signal on this last part of the climb for Captain David Wooley. Pushing him up as we go to the very top. With honor and respect given for the sacrifices made so that others could live. Hopefully we don't lose signal again. On this 110 floors. For his wife Linda, daughter Stacy, son David Jr., daughter-in-law Jennifer, and grandson Justin. We're taking them up with honor and respect. For our brother with 31 years of service to the FDNY. Carrying him all the way to, thank you, the very top. With honor and respect given. Taking the 342nd brother to the very top. With honor and respect given. For their sacrifices made so that others could live. One at a time. Another brother to take that journey. For our brother who responded at 54 years old on the worst terrorist attack on U.S. soil, where, because of bravery, valor, and heroism that was shown, upwards of 25,000 were saved. Taking them up to the very top with honor and respect given. The last local climb for our brother, Captain David Wooley, FDNY, Pride of Midtown. Never missed a performance. Taking our brother up to the top for his 31 years of service to the FDNY. Oh, come on, not again. 44 floors of this climb are taking place now because we lost signal again. So for Captain David Wooley, the last 44 floors. To the top, we are trying to go to the 110th floor. And we're continuing. I lost signal. What?
Where are you at?
I was at 68 and I lost signal. So I had to start from 68 up. Taking our brother. We lost signal twice. Yeah.
I was gonna find you on.
Going up from the 68th to the 110th. To the top we're going for our brother, Captain David Wooley. Pushing him all the way to the very top. Can you put on the ACT? It's super hot in here. It's in the back, Chief. It's on the back by the gym stuff. It's on? I don't feel like it. Pushing him all the way to the very top. For his wife, Linda, son, David Jr., daughter Stacy, and his grandson, Justin. Taking him up. With honor and respect for the sacrifices that were made so that others could live. Pushing him one floor at a time. One step at a time. For his 31 years of service to the FDNY There, his last response. The pride of Midtown. Never missed a performance. To the very top we go. Lost signal twice on this memorial climb for Captain David Wooley. And right now, we're getting there. Picking it back up where we stopped. One step at a time. For our brother, 54 years of age. As we are going vertical. For his love for the job, where he didn't retire, which he could have the year before. 31 years of service, love for his family, and love for the FDNY. Pushing him all the way to that symbolic top of the tower. One stair at a time, closer to the next floor. Almost to halfway in this third and final attempt. One at a time. For our brother from the pride of Midtown. Never missed a performance. Our brother's off duty at his own company, The Perfect Match. They did painting and carpeting and tile and stuff like that. They will never be forgotten. The 342nd brother is going to the very top. This is why we climb. And no matter how many technical difficulties we have, we continue. Lost signal lead here twice. We continue. This is why we climb. To take our brother to the very top, responding to the worst terrorist attack on U.S. soil, where upwards of 25,000 were saved because of bravery, valor, and heroism that was shown on 9/11. So 343, along with the PD, NYPD, Port Authority, and all those who responded. Pushing him to the very final floors. 14 floors left to reach the 110th floor in this final climb. With honor and respect for the sacrifices that were made and those that followed in the Ansel County, those who worked the pile at ground zero for days, weeks, and months until the completion almost 9 months later with the removal of the last beam and its placement into World Trade Center 2's bottom area in the Memorial Museum. I believe it was the South Tower. If I remember correct, please correct me if I'm wrong. So we have coming up on roughly 10 floors left for his wife Linda, son Dave Jr., daughter Stacy, who he would take to dance, David Jr., that's what he would take to play hockey, and his grandson, who 5 weeks after he was born took care of his grandson, diapering him, changing him, feeding him, putting him down for naps, as a grandfather would for his daughter-in-law, Stacy. This is why we climbed, to finish their footsteps all the way to the top. Pushing him, going to the 46th floor. 10 more floors to get there. One at a time, our brothers will rise. The second to last climb in 5 years, as of August 19th. Almost at the top. Pushing him. To the very top. To the 110th floor. 342 climbs. Almost complete. To the very top. We'll be finished shortly. The last 4 climbs by Captain David Wooley, 4 truck, Pride of Midtown, never missed a performance, into 4 truck, Battalion 9. Almost there. Go in there to the very finish. Coming up on the 43rd, the second, the last floor. With this climb, we finish 342 brothers sitting at the top. Captain Wooley, rest easy. We got it from here. You will never be forgotten.